Hello creative souls. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different with you. I'm going to do an art haul. So I've saved up all the art items that I've had delivered this month, which isn't much to be honest, but I thought I would share them with you. So grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and join me on this art haul. Okay, let's get into this. So I've got all my items in an Amazon box. Some of them come from Amazon, but I've got another box in here that comes from a company called SAA, which stands for Supporting All Artists, for which I'm a member of in the UK. So in here, I have got stuff that I have already opened and I know what's in here, but also I've got a box here from the SAA which I haven't opened yet. I wanted to save it and share it with you. So every season I get a magazine from the SAA and it has some beautiful artists' work in here and teachers. You can do all sorts of things on their website. They have a shop that tend to have lots of lovely discounts, and they have other artists on there that offer tuition and classes, and it's a really lovely magazine. I look forward to getting this one every month. And there you go, as you can see, it's giving you step-by-step information there on how to paint a blue tit, and it also explains the materials that they're using. So anyway, that's the magazine. I shall enjoy reading that later on today. Excitingly, I have finally treated myself to some soft pastels. So I went with the Mont ones because in a previous video, which I'll link down below, I tested out the Mont extra soft oil pastels and I absolutely loved them. People seem to love that video as well, which I'm so pleased about. And if you haven't tried soft oil pastels, the extra soft ones, I really recommend that you do because they're great fun to use. So I thought I would try the soft pastels, and I will do another video where I'm going to test these out for you and do some artwork with them. So that's that. I have got some Horadam Aquarell Tundra Violet Supergranulation paint by Schminke. So this is a watercolour, and I've got a little pack of 3 that I used a little while ago. I used it to paint the background for my wood dragon, if you've watched that video, and so I treated myself to the violet colour. So I will swatch that out later as well to show you that. I watched a lovely video the other day by Diane Anton, and these are new, and they had kindly sent her, Kuretake had kindly sent her their new granulating colours. So inspired by Diane Anton and her swatching of the Gansi Tambi granulated colours, I have now got my own set. So again, I'll be opening those and swatching those so you can see what they look like. And then I have also got some books. So let me move that box out of the way. And I will show you the books. So last month I picked up 3 books. The first one is called Pastels for the Absolute Beginner, because I wanted to get this book to do a little bit of research before I did a video for you about these soft pastels. And it's a book by Rebecca de Mendonca, or I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but again I will leave the information down below in the description. And this book appealed to me because it's for absolute beginners, of which I am. I've never used soft pastels before. And it shows lots of different techniques and how to use these pastels. So I'm really looking forward to doing a little bit of research and then sharing with you my findings. And this is just beautiful, isn't it? Such a versatile medium. So that's my first book. And my second book is called A Beginner's Guide to Watercolour with Mixed Media. Inspirational projects and innovative techniques. Easy for some to say, not me. By Alison Seaboard. And this book came from the SAA shop at a slightly discounted price, so I like a bargain book. And the reason why I bought this one, apart from the fact this is beautiful artwork, and I think this lady is on the SAA website as one of their artists, and I think she does tutorials as well. This book shows you what you can do with lots of different mediums. And last year I started a sketchbook to try and help me to loosen up. Having not really done mixed media before, I sort of learnt with watercolours and I stuck with watercolours, and my sketchbook has allowed me to just play really and loosen up and try not to be so serious with art and create art because I want to have fun. And so I've been using watercolour pencil, my Neocolour 2s, which I absolutely love, and pen as well, the Faber-Castell Pitt pens I recently discovered. And so the last year I've really had fun creating in my sketchbook. And so this book has lots of tips on how to create loose, free-flowing art. And so I'm hoping this will give me lots of ideas. Such an inspiration. And on to my last book. Now this book I bought second hand. It was through Amazon, but it was an ex-library book. And again, so I got it fairly cheaply. And I saw this book on another artist's YouTube channel, and his name is Paul Clark, and he releases a video every Wednesday, and his YouTube channel is called Art by Paul Clark. And he also picked up this book for a bargain in one of the charity shops. And so I was then on a mission to try and track one down, because it's called Watercolour Plus, but in here it covers soft pastels, gouache or gouache, pen and ink, oil pastel, and also collage. And I don't even know if this book's in print anymore. But again, there's lots of beautiful artwork in here that the artist has shared. Who's the artist? Because it says on the front, edited by Balkwill. And I've just read here, it says, enhance your watercolours with other media, which is my mission at the moment. And what this artist has done is done a base of watercolour, which is what I tend to do in the sketchbook. And then he's gone over the top with all sorts of mediums. This one is soft pastel. And he shows here how you can get textures by stippling over some sort of stencil. So another beautiful book. And that's just beautiful. That's got collage over the top. So there's so many different ideas out there. And that's done with oil pastel. And I just find seeing other artists and what they achieve helps me to learn. And it's not about copying other people, it's about being inspired by other people and sharing that with others. Because we are creative beings. And when I'm creating, I'm not thinking about anything else. Lovely. So that's my third book. So this is my last parcel to open with you. This is an order from the SAA website shop. To be honest with you, I can't really remember what's in it because it was delivered a couple of weeks ago now. Well, actually, it was delivered before I went on holiday and I knew I wanted to save it to share with you. There is, I think, a new travel palette in here. So, let's find out what's in here. I don't know if you can hear the wind outside because today, although the sun is shining, we've got spring sunshine, there's quite a nip in the air and it's very windy. So the last of my tulips are being blown about out in the garden. Oh, this is all wrapped up so nicely. Let's see. Right, so the first one oh, I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a new eraser. There we go. A new eraser that comes in a little carry case. There we go. I've got this to pack a second art kit and a mechanical pencil, Faber-Castell 0.5. And this one is the travel set. And this is an Aquafine watercolour set by Daler and Rowney. And it appeals to me because it's round. Lots of lovely colours in here. I've never used Aquafine watercolours before, so I will test those out and see what sort of quality they are. But I love the round palette. Let's have a look. Oh, I didn't really want to rip that because it's got the colours on the back. Oh, this is cool. So this is in a tin. Now, which way do we go? I think that way. Ah, there we go. Oh, and I needn't have worried about ripping the cardboard because there is a colour chart there with all the different colours. And the paints are all in there, ready unwrapped. We've got a little paintbrush. How does that work? So these must be your mixing palettes. And there's the little paintbrush there. Can I take the plastic off? Yes. There we go. Just seeing if I can lift that out, because if you ever want to replace the pans, they're not in separate plastic pan cases. Just trying to lift that out there just to... Ah, interesting. Okay, so I will swatch those colours later on, but I love that little tin. That's really cool. With a carry case there for when you're out and about. And I guess if you want to replace the paint, you can. You could probably get it out with oh, what do you call it? One of these, a palette knife. And put your own colours in, maybe. I'm not sure how sturdy this plastic's going to be. There we go. But that's a cool little tin. And fairly inexpensive. And for painting outside, easy peasy. So before I open my last and final parcel, I've just looked up at how much I paid for this little tin, and actually it was really inexpensive at £9.95. So if you're a beginner or you just want to try painting outside, I would say this little tin's ideal. It's got all the colours you're going to need. So £9.95, you can't go wrong. Okay, so finally, let's open our last parcel. Oh, and to me, that's a lovely surprise because, like I say, I couldn't remember ordering any of this because it arrived before I went on my holiday. So this is a Fontaine travel album. For mixed media, and I think this one again came from the SAA shop, and this was, I'm just looking on my invoice, this was £12.88. So for drawing and painting outside, the paper's thick enough for mixed media. I'm just having a quick look on here. Drawing paper, £83. That's not how much it cost. It cost £12.88. So I'll test this paper out as well. So it's drawing paper, but we'll see how it can cope, because I think it would be quite nice to see if it'll cope with the Neo Colour 2s and the drawing pencils, my coloured drawing pencils. And don't you just love that picture on the front? Just lovely. And it's got a hardback. There's 30 sheets there. And it's got the little elastic band there to hold your pages together. So there we have it. That was my art haul. There we go, my art haul. I'm now going to swatch out the Kuretake Granulating Colors. So very quickly, before I speed you up, I'm just going to take these out of the box. Now, looking at the box, I'm expecting the colours to do this, but we'll see. So they've got 5 pans of colour and 1 empty one, which is a bit odd because it says this one is an empty pan, I guess for mixing. And the colours here are called Aurora Red, Aurora Pink, Aurora Orange, Aurora Blue and Aurora Violet. And in the pans they all look pretty similar, that sort of brown hue. So let's test them out. To test out the Kuretake Granulating paints, I thought I would just draw and paint a quick seahorse just to see how the colours change. On the back of the box it says the colours of these Gansi watercolours separate to create a whimsical and dreamy effect. The degree of colour separation and blurring may vary depending on the type of paper used. You can enjoy greater changes in colour by dissolving the watercolours in lots of water and letting the colours separate on your palette before painting. So I just took the paint straight from the pans. This is what it looks like. So this is the Aurora Red. So the Aurora Red looks like this in the palette, and then when you drop it into a lot of water, it's almost gone green around the edges and sort of I guess it's red, yeah, here. So it's pretty cool, definitely whimsical. So to finish off my seahorse, I painted that wet in wet. I don't know, because the video was speeded up, you might not have been able to make that out. But to finish my seahorse, I thought I would finish it with some ink. And I remembered that my sister got me this for Christmas. And inside this pack is 2 glass dipping pens, a little stand there, which I think your dipping pen goes on like so. That's it. You've got a little ink pot to be able to put your ink in, and lots of different coloured inks. So because this is sort of along the lines of Aurora, and we've got lots of pinks and purples going on, I think I'm going to do the outline of my seahorse in this coloured ink. Now it hasn't got a colour written on there. Just give it a quick shake. But each ink bottle is wrapped in the colour that it is. So I think I might go with that colour and see how I get on. And I might go for a darker purple as well. So let's see how I get on. I'm going to speed you up because otherwise this video is going to be really long. And let's finish this seahorse. So the seahorse is now finished using my new granulating Kuretake paints. I think he turned out really nice. And I love the new ink and my new dipping pen.